Welcome back. It is Sound Off time now. Every day here in Live at 3, we tackle one of the day's big issues with our colleague from News Radio 620 WTMJ, Jeff Wagner.
At the desk today.
That's
okay.
Right. All right, and today's topic, a major one in Wisconsin politics. Paul Ryan picked to run alongside Mitt Romney for president. The two were greeted by thousands of voters in Waukesha yesterday, and now they'll be hitting the campaign trail hard over the next 3 months. And the Sound Off question today is Paul Ryan a good vice presidential candidate? Jeff?
Well, I tell you, this is one that clearly has Wisconsin voters excited because in Wisconsin, people know Paul Ryan. Some people like him, some people don't, but I think this has clearly energized the electorate on both sides, and now the country's going to find out about Paul Ryan. Let's start with Diane in Greenfield.
I think he's picked the best running mate there could possibly be. We are excited and can't wait to vote in November. Paul Ryan's a great man, and so is Mitt Romney.
When you brought up an interesting point that folks in Wisconsin know Paul Ryan, there are some polls coming out saying maybe the rest of the country doesn't know a lot about him right now. Of course, they will very shortly. How do you see that playing out?
Well, I think it's too early to tell on that. I mean, I think, clearly he's not necessarily the safest pick. They could have gone and found a safer pick, for example, Senator Portman out of Ohio, because Paul Ryan is a lightning rod. I mean, he's an articulate spokesperson for modern conservative thinking, and that's going to draw lots of supporters, and it's going to draw lots of opponents. Here's Joel from Milwaukee.
He is absolutely a extremely rotten candidate because he will eliminate Medicare and Social Security for our children. So he is the worst candidate he could absolutely pick.
We're going to hear a lot of things along those lines over the next 90 days. Is that part of the risk inherent in picking Paul Ryan, that he actually has clearly stated position that he stands on that can be directly attacked?
Well, I actually think that's one of the exciting things about this campaign, because it does. I think quite candidly, on both sides in the presidential race, there's been a lot of trivialities. I mean, Paul Ryan has plans of substance, and I think lots of people would disagree with the caller's assessment of what he wants to do with Social Security and Medicare. But putting that aside, now this is a campaign of ideas, and I think it's something that a lot of people find to be exciting, and I guess, Steve, time will tell how it plays out. Here's Julie in Menominee Falls.
I think Paul Ryan is an excellent choice. He balances out the things that Mitt Romney is lacking as far as what we're looking for in presidential and vice presidential candidates. He's a very eloquent speaker, and that again is picking up the slack where Mitt Romney might be a little bit lacking. And I think all in all, he's going to bring to that party ticket exactly the punch that they need to galvanize people to vote Republican.
And there's no question that the crowds that greeted Romney and Ryan in Waukesha and in North Carolina are probably as energized as the crowds as Mitt Romney has seen over the course of the last couple months. Just in the interest of balance, here's Lorraine in Milwaukee.
I am against Paul Ryan running for vice president because I don't agree with his policies on Social Security, Medicaid. I don't think if you pay for a program, we paid for Social Security, worked 30, 40 years, and now you're talking about a voucher system. Absolutely disagree.
Real quick here, Jeff, does he run the risk of being overshadowed by Paul Ryan? There are a lot of people who wanted Ryan in the race because they didn't like Romney in the first place.
Well, historically, you don't vote for the vice president. You vote for the president. But I think that, Ryan's a rising star. Agree with him or not, that's going to be one of the interesting dynamics that play out. It could be a game changer, or it could blow up in his face. We'll see.
90 days.
Changes the game either way.
Absolutely.
All right. Jeff, thanks.